Hello students, welcome to Career Forum YouTube channel. Well students, in the last video we discussed about cell part 1, in which we discussed about its introduction and discovery. We also have discussed about size, shape of the cells, and there we have got the introduction of cell components in brief. Well, in today's video I'm going to discuss cell types and its organelles in detail. So let's start with the session. Well student, as you know that an organism is a living thing and it functions on its own, like bacteria, plant or animals. They all have their specific function. Depending on whether an organism is made up of single cell or multiple, we divide organisms into unicellular and multicellular. Okay, we divide either into unicellular organisms or in multicellular. Basically, as the word says, unicellular means one cell. So organisms which are made of a single cell and which performs all the functions to keep the organism alive is called unicellular organisms. For example, bacteria or like amoeba, paramecium, euglena, etc. Okay, so these cells usually have single cell. They are made up of single cell and their whole cell performs the function to keep the particular organism alive. Whereas the multicellular organisms are made of many cells which perform different functions. For example, animals, they are made up of different cells, each with different functions. Okay, for example, cells in the eyes help us to see. So we have a particular organ system with different functions, and altogetherly they can be the examples of multicellular organisms. So we humans and animals are multicellular organisms. Clear? Now, if we talk about the presence or absence of nucleus, we also divide cells on the basis of the trait. So usually on the basis of the presence or absence of a nucleus, we divide cells into prokaryotic cell or eukaryotic cell. Basically, the prokaryotic cells lack nucleus, like bacteria. Lack nucleus means they usually have nucleus which are ill-defined. Ill-defined means they don't have nuclear membrane and the nuclear content gets scattered in the cytoplasm. Okay, and the eukaryotic cells have a nucleus, whereas eukaryotic cells have a nucleus and the nucleus are well defined. That means they have a membrane bound nucleus. Okay, and such type of nucleus are found in animal cell, plant cells and various fungal cells also. Eukaryotic cells may be unicellular like algae or multicellular like animal and plants. Okay, so students, the prokaryotic and eukaryotic nomenclature was first of all proposed by Chatton in the year 1937. Okay, and he divided the cells on the basis of nucleus. Okay, so these were the two types which we basically study on the basis of nucleus and their function. Now, if we move to the other organelles, the first cell organelle is plasma membrane. This we have already studied in the last video, but in very brief way. So here I'm going to talk about the first cell organelle, that is plasma membrane. Usually the organelles are the subunits of a cell. They are the subunits of a cell and there are numerous with their own function. Okay, so now if I talk about plasma membrane, it is also called what? Cell membrane. Plasma membranes are also called cell membrane, and it is the organelle that encapsulates the content of the cell. Encapsulates means enclosed the contents of the cell. Okay, and also it plays vital role in regulating the movement of substances in and out of the cell. So here I'm writing this point because this is very important. So this is one of the important point of plasma membrane. So they play, the plasma membrane, okay, plays a vital role in regulating the movement of substances in and out of the cell. Am I clear? So basically the plasma membrane are porous and they are very selectively permeable. So usually the layer of the plasma membrane was made up of phospholipids, a kind of lipid wall. Okay. Now the second organelle is nucleus or DNA, you can say. The major component of the nucleus are chromatin, nucleoplasm or nuclear sap, and the nucleolus. Okay. Here I have given you the picture so that you can get the idea. These thread-like structures usually carry our chromosomes, and these chromosomes have chromatin. Okay. The nucleus houses DNA, the hereditary material. Okay, so DNA, which is found to be present in nucleus, have the DNA, means this DNA is actually the hereditary material, which is responsible for the transmission of traits from one generation to another. Okay, apart from this DNA, nucleus also have various proteins and nucleolus, as shown in the figure. If I talk about eukaryotic cells, just we have discussed this. In eukaryotic cell, the nucleus is enclosed in a nuclear membrane, means they are well defined. Okay, and it is the organelle that controls the hereditary traits. Just I have mentioned you. Okay. Whereas in prokaryotes, the DNA lacks a nuclear membrane, means they are ill-defined. The genetic material is therefore found in nucleotide regions, means it is found to be scattered in the nucleoplasm. Okay. The important role of nucleolus is in ribosome production. They play important role in ribosome production. Clear? Basically, chromatin, which I have just mentioned you there, chromatin is a substance within a chromosome and it consists of DNA and protein. Okay, so remember that this chromatin consists of protein and DNA. Okay, and major protein in chromatin are histones. Excuse me. Fine. So this is all about nucleus. Next is ribosomes. Okay. So as I have mentioned you in the slide, that ribosomes are the tiny structures, cell structure, that make protein, and the form protein is needed for many cell functions such as repairing damage, and usually ribosomes are found in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Okay. Basically, here what I have given you is that the ribosomes can be found floating within the cytoplasm, okay, or attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. So when you see ribosomes on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, that particular ER, endoplasmic reticulum is known as rough ER or rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, these are the tiny organelles and they contain RNA and some specific protein within the cytoplasm. These ribosomes are basically directly involved in the manufacture of proteins and they synthesize protein by using their RNA and amino acids. Okay, so this process means the process of protein synthesis involves basically the decoding of the information which is contained in mRNA, and they use amino acids to produce the required proteins. Fine. So as you see here, this is the ER, endoplasmic reticulum. This layer are the endoplasmic reticulum, and this tiny granules are ribosomes. So this is the picture of rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, and here are the free ribosomes. Am I clear? So basically ribosomes are small cell structure that make protein. Okay, so if suppose if you get a question about ribosomes function, then the particular point about it is protein synthesis. Okay, so basically they play important role in protein synthesis. Am I right? Okay. So next move to the next topic or the next organelle, that is mitochondria. So student, as you, because this is going to be one of the most important topic of your class, and this comes number of time in exam. Mitochondria are powerhouse of the cell. Here I have mentioned you, okay. These are the powerhouse of the cell. Basically, the mitochondria contain double membrane with the inner membrane folding. Okay, here you can see the double membrane and with the inner membrane folding, and those foldings are called cristae. Okay, as I have shown you that mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell. Why? Because mitochondria are the working organelles that keep the cell full of energy. Okay, how the mitochondria can be these means the organelle that help the cell to give energy just because of the ATP which they release. Okay, so basically mitochondria, here I have mentioned you, mitochondria play an important role in respiration, and during this process they generate ATP. These are the energy currency. ATP are the energy currency. Okay, adenosine triphosphate from substrate in the presence of oxygen, means during the process of respiration they generate ATP from the substrates in the presence of oxygen, and this ATP is the energy currency which keep the cell full of energy and help or enable them to do their function properly. Clear? Okay, so the next is vacuole. So basically vacuoles are storage bubbles found in cells. Vacuoles basically stores molecules, various molecules including enzymes. So they include, means they various, apart from these molecules they also include enzymes, water and waste product. So they usually have waste product of the cell. Okay, so the vacuoles stores various molecules, enzymes, water and waste product of the cell. Vacuoles are found in both animal and plant cells, but are much larger in plant cells. Okay, excuse me. So usually in plant cells you will see a large vacuole which is seem to be absent or very small in case of animal cell. Okay, vacuoles might store food. Here I have just mentioned you, they may store food or any variety of nutrients a cell might need to survive. So usually they have some sort of nutrients as well as food which cell might need to survive. Okay, as they in some cases contain waste product of the cell, they also participate in exportation of waste from cell. So they, if they have waste product, if they are storing waste product of the cell, they may also participate in exportation of waste from the cell. And this is important because by doing this, or by doing means by exporting by exporting the waste from the cell, they protect the cell from toxicity. Okay, so this is an important process because without having this they can't protect, means they may cause the damage to the cell because of the toxic content. Okay, so vacuoles also participate in exportation of waste from the cell. Okay, well student, this is all for today. We are still left with some other organelles that we will discuss in the next video. And if you feel that the session is worthy and fruitful to you, do subscribe our channel, like it and share it with your friends so that they can also get the advantage. Okay, thank you.